Okay, let's cut right to the chase. You're here to find out how to lock down cash-flowing properties in literally minutes without having to call an agent or pay for some crazy expensive app. This is brought to you by the folks at Real Estate Rank IQ.
Just imagine this for a second. What if you could scan an entire city, find the exact blocks where the money is, and run all the numbers on a property before you even waste a single second going to see it? I mean, that's the dream, right? Because we've all been there, doing it the hard way. You're buried in spreadsheets, you're guessing on comps, you're spending weeks, literally weeks of your life on research. And for what? A whole lot of uncertainty. It's too slow.
Well, there is a much faster, data-driven way to do this. A modern workspace that gives you what I'd call an unfair advantage.
It's a tool called Mashvisor. And don't worry, it's not some complicated software you have to download. It's a web application. You just open it in your browser. It was built from the ground up for real estate investors, for people like you and me.
So what does it actually do? Well, for starters, it finds those high-yield neighborhoods for you. It analyzes both regular long-term rentals and short-term ones like Airbnbs, and you can compare properties side by side instantly. The biggest thing though, it takes weeks of research and crushes it down into minutes by forecasting all the important returns, like your cap rate and your cash on cash, which is just a fancy way of saying the cash you get back each year for the cash you put in.
Okay, so that brings us to what really matters, your new workflow. This is a step-by-step process that you can use over and over again to find and analyze deals with total confidence.
In the process, it's really systematic and simple. You start by locking in your buy box, what your ideal property looks like. Then, you switch on the heat map to visually scan the whole market for hotspots. From there, you just shortlist a few properties, run the numbers deep with the built-in calculator, and then export your top picks to go check them out in the real world. Think of it like a funnel, taking you from a huge city search down to one perfect, vetted property.
Now that heat map, that is your visual shortcut to success. It's a color-coded map that instantly shows you which blocks have the best rental income, the highest cash-on-cash return, or the best occupancy rates. It lets you spot those hot pockets and, just as important, avoid the duds, all in a matter of seconds. And then you get to the calculator. This thing is basically your instant underwriting machine. You plug in your own numbers, the price, your down payment, the interest rate, and you can watch the cash flow and returns update right before your eyes. It's pretty much the pro forma you wish every single listing came with.
All right, so talk is cheap. Let's see how this workflow actually takes you from a random search to being certain about a deal. We're going to run through a super quick example with real numbers so you can see it work. So here's our target. We're looking for a short-term rental in a sunny market. We found a 3-bedroom house listed for $349,000. Our goal? We need a cash-on-cash return of at least 10% for this to be a go. Okay, first up, income. Based on all the local comps in the area, the platform projects an average daily rate of about $210. This number is the foundation for everything else.
But, how often is it going to be booked? Well, the system projects an occupancy rate of around 56%. And this isn't a guess. It's pulling this data from how other similar Airbnbs are actually performing in that exact neighborhood.
So, what's the bottom line? With all that plugged in, the calculator is projecting a 17% cash-on-cash return. That absolutely smashes our 10% goal. And even if we want to stress test it and say, what if occupancy is lower? The deal still works. That's how you get real, data-backed confidence before you even think about making an offer.
So look, here's the most important part. It isn't just about hitting some magic number. The real secret sauce here is the repeatable process. You go from filters to the heat map to the comps to the calculator, and then you stress test your numbers. That's what leads to making smart, confident decisions.
This entire system is what gives you that unfair advantage we were talking about. It completely changes the game when it comes to how you find and vet investment properties.
Let's just put it side by side. The old way, manual spreadsheets, guessing on comps, and weeks of your life gone. The Mashvisor way, you get instant pro formas, you're using real data from the MLS and Airbnb, and you get it all done in a single afternoon.
And who's this for? Well, seasoned investors use it to find deals way faster. First-time buyers use it to find clarity and hidden gems. Airbnb hosts use it to max out their revenue. Even wholesalers and agents use it to package deals with solid data backing them up. It's a game changer for everyone.
And these analytics aren't just pulled out of thin air. They're powered by some serious data. We're talking 95% coverage of the entire US market. short-term rental rules for over 500 cities, and MLS data that gets refreshed every single day. That's where the confidence comes from.
You know, at the end of the day, it really just comes down to this. To find a great deal, you need two things: a fast signal telling you where to even start looking, and the precise math to tell you what the return is actually going to be. This platform gives you both.
Oh, and one more thing. On top of all that, it's up to 75% cheaper than the other big data platforms out there, which honestly is kind of nuts.
So I guess the only question left is, are you ready to stop guessing and start analyzing deals with actual data-backed confidence? If you are, just click on the link below for more information. Thanks for watching. This has been brought to you by Real Estate Rank IQ.